Orange Collective, you popped up again after a long time of silence. You are the collective that I probably hear the least from, even though I feel you are a major part of this collective. Um, you're a collective that has a hard time speaking their mind. You're a collective that you have this really silent way of pushing my energy where you don't say much in words, but there's just a feeling of help me. And I feel like even just saying that might almost be offensive because you're a collective that doesn't feel like they want to need help, if that makes sense. But like, you're also a collective that does need help, but you're just almost ashamed to ask for it because you have been really, really deeply wounded by people who took advantage of your call for help. Um, excuse me. There's a lot of chest pain in this collective right now. Um, yeah, there's a lot of people that took advantage of your cry for help. And when you said that you needed help, they saw it as an opportunity to take advantage of you because they knew that you needed help. So you were not in a position to help yourself. And so they helped themselves to you, if that makes sense. And I am so sorry that I'm channeling into this energy that you've gone through and that I feel you are still grappling with. Um, I just hear it's a really difficult time to be alive. You're a collective that's so quiet, and there's a lot of masculine energy in this collective. I am channeling this on a Sunday, and you are the Orange Collective. So this is and the sun is like typically a masculine energy in a lot of portrayals of it. So yeah, there's just a very, very, very powerful transformation that's happening within you right now. And I'm getting that you need someone to translate this event for you. And you don't understand how it's happening or why it's happening, but you just need someone to tell you, like, it's going to be okay. So I'm showing up on your For You page for you to know that it will be okay. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, the transformation that you're going through is pulling the rug out from under your feet right now. You're wandering in darkness and you're going to a place that you haven't been before. You're really distraught because all of the things that you have learned till now have been useless. All the things that you have built till now have been destroyed. Everything that you have come to know is changing. Literally everything has fallen away and your life is kind of in shambles and you don't know where else to go. You don't know what else to do. And you're just kind of desperate for help in this moment because you need help, and yet calling for help is the thing that harms you the most. It's the thing that's put you in the most danger. And so you're in this terrible catch 22 of needing help and not having anyone who can give it to you in the way that you need it. Because the way that you need support, collective, is not the way that most people need support. You need deep, soul level, nourishing assistance and support. And you're a collective that's had to support themselves for a really long time. So when you get in these modes where you acknowledge the level and depth of help that you need, because you're just a human, you have to remember, you're just a human. um it incredibly angers and frustrates you because you feel like you should be better than this, you feel like you should be more than this, and you wonder why you're failing, you wonder why everything's falling apart. You look at it like you did something wrong, because if you were doing everything right, you'd be able to harness this energy and alchemize it and transmute it, no problem. And it frustrates you and it angers you that it's not working out the way that you want it to. But what you don't understand is that it actually is. um Excuse me, confirmation burp right there. Excuse me. um you need to understand your energy is so powerful, and the way that it's coming out of you right now, it's really volatile. And the reason is because I am filled with so much emotion. You are on the brink of transformation. You are literally on the brink of alchemizing into the pure, unadulterated aspects of your color sign frequency. Your soul resonates in this orange frequency that's associated with pleasure and with joy. And you have felt so little of that in this life. Even when you have felt it, it has been like tainted with so much shame and ugliness. And you haven't been able to express your creative aspects because I feel like you're a collective that should be joyful and you aren't. And it's like literally bringing me to the point of tears to channel into this energy because, like, you've just had to do so much for so little. And like, people have taken advantage of you. And all you have done is like take it until you can't take it anymore. Because, like, what can you do? Because every time you ask for help, you not only don't get it, but people treat you worse. And so you've just like been beaten into this corner where you don't know what to do, with yourself. Like you feel so far away from your soul mission. Like you feel so distant from where you should be that it's just like this shallow and harsh reflection of who you actually are. Like you don't even know who you are anymore because everything has become so fractured. Like everything you built is just tumbling down. It's just gone. And you feel like you have nothing to show for it. Um and you're the epitome of the strong silent type. You are the type that so many other people rely on and lean on for guidance, and like people come to you and they ask you for things, and you're like this giving tree that always gives it, and you don't ask questions, right? Like if you're the type of person, if someone needed $1, like if your friend or even just someone who's really genuinely in need came up and they're just like, hey man, like I really need $1, like I whether they give you a story or not, they're just like, I'm just sorry, like I really need $1, like I need to get this drink or I need to get something, like is there any way you can help me out? You're the person that would actually do it. You would be like, you know what, I've been there, like all right, I'll do and it's so like you don't even the funny thing is you don't even like give with a joyful heart, and you know that, like, how do I explain this? People are like, oh, give with a joyful heart. It's not that you give with a joyful heart like, oh, I'm such a good person, I'm just so gratitude filled, I'm so joyful. It's like it's just like you're able to give even though you're going through a tough time. And collective, you need to know like that's so much stronger and more powerful and impactful than you realize, because you you give at the point in your life where it's like almost impossible to give. When people are filled with joy, it's really easy to give. And so when people talk about giving from a place of joy, it's because when you're joyful, that's the easiest time to give. But it's so hard to give from a place of pain. But you do this over and over again. Um, and like you're sad about it. Like it makes you feel guilty because you like want to be happy, you want to be joyful, and like you're stifled, right? Like you're filled with these emotions and with these feelings that like you can't grapple with. And like I it's weird. I just got like super self-conscious and was looking around my room just feeling like I was being watched and feeling really self-conscious. Yeah, I literally had to just get up and like close my window to outside because I was just suddenly feeling so vulnerable. Like being in your energy brings me to this point of vulnerability that's really tough for me to channel. It's really hard to channel because I just feel so vulnerable. Like it's the only thing that comes through with your energy, really. It's like the strongest thing that comes through. Um, it's like an intense desire to not be seen, to not be vulnerable, because being vulnerable is like showing weakness. And oh my God, I'm actually getting a message for you guys. It's really hard to get through messages for you guys, but I'm actually getting one for you. Is that your creative gifts lie in being seen. And so a big reason that you're feeling like everything is falling apart is like because you have built a lot of structures in your life that like prevent you from being seen. You have built a lot of like chaos and turmoil and stuff like that in your life, and it prevents you from being seen. And if you don't have to express your creative gifts, no one can criticize it. No one can call you crazy. No one can like hurt you for it. Um, it's the strangest thing because whenever I've channeled into your guys' energy, I've like almost never seen the color orange, even though you guys are called the Orange Collective. And it makes me feel like you have worn all these colors that aren't you. You have worn all these roles that aren't actually your role because your color isn't celebrated. Your role was not celebrated. And you had to find ways to make things work in this environment that was like so inauthentically you, where it's like you couldn't be you, and so you just became the environment. And then like your soul still remembers who you should be. This is so hard to channel, like please bear with me. This is the most emotional channel I've ever done. It's like bringing me so it's like to my knees to challenge this for you guys, but that tells me it really needs to be said. um your you need to know this, like your color is so vibrant. I know that when I tap into your energy it like doesn't feel that way, and you may even be wondering why you've been called the Orange Collective. If you've heard other channelings from this collective group, you may be wondering why you're the Orange Collective, because there's like nothing orange that resonates about it, right? but it's literally because like you're deprogramming in a huge, massive way. You're letting go of a lot of things that have like hidden your orange color. And so your journey is like the journey back into self. It's the journey back into creativity. It's the journey for the joy of discovery and creative self-expression. Like self-expression is really important for you guys. Your your impact is going to be like so strong, you don't even know. Like, I see the potential for your impact. I see the future of your impact that will happen. You don't have to wonder if it'll happen, it will happen. But it's very painful right now because you're being stripped of the personas that you wore, um, that kept you like really safe and that kept you protected and sheltered in environments where it wasn't safe to be seen. And like you masqueraded as Orange Collective, but like with all these other like names on you, like, but you were Orange Collective the whole time. You were always meant to embody that divine sacral energy, of creative expression. But excuse me, it was never safe for you to do that. This is like really triggering. I'm seeing in your past specifically, there were times you sought for help from people because you felt chaotic or you felt like ungrounded or you felt like you were in a super difficult place and no one understood you and like you genuinely desperately needed help. And I see there were some times that there were like caretakers for you. There were people in positions of power over you that they that controlled what happened to you, and they had the power to use that influence like for good in your life, or they had the power to like end your life basically. Like they had the power to create perceptions over you that would block you from your destiny because they were scared of your destiny. They didn't understand your destiny. And so when you went to them trying to awaken your destiny and being like, I'm confused and I'm stuck, like you almost went to them like this childbearing woman. Again, I get a lot of masculine energy from this collective, but like imagine you're a pregnant woman and you're trying to give birth and you're like, someone please help me, like this baby is stuck, like I'm gonna die if this doesn't come out. And like instead of inducing labor or instead of giving you medicine or instead of helping you through it, they were like, no, 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 it's fine, we just need to put the baby back in. You shouldn't have things coming out of you, like that's wrong, collective. Why do you have all these things coming out of you? Oh, that's wrong, that's so weird and strange. Let's make you back to what you were before. Because they just knew you when you were like fat and round, and that those are the specific words coming through as well. And like, god, it's such a gross energy. They knew you when you were pregnant with chance. They knew you when you were pregnant with expectation. Um, and they like crushed it. It's like they wanted you to like, trigger warning, like miscarry. I don't know how literal that is for some of you, but like they wanted you to like miscarry this potential that you had. Um, so this creative child that you were trying to bring into life, and that could be any creative work, but whatever mission you were here to accomplish, they saw it and they like unalived it, right? That doesn't need to be literal. But that could be like stopping a project that you were meant to bring into fruition or stalling it. And then they pushed you deep, deep down into this place where like you could not crawl out of, because they basically were like, you belong in, you stay in that cave, you belong there, you belong in the cave, you should not come out of that cave. I don't know why you came out in the first place, you don't belong here, what you're doing is not welcome here. And like they made you hate yourself so much and dislike yourself so much, and I'm seeing 333 on my timer, that like you couldn't live with the version of yourself that they saw in you. And so you did everything in your power to change that version of yourself they saw in you. Like you tried to become something they might approve of. You tried to become someone that you were not because it wasn't safe to become who you actually were. And so it felt kind of like you're cracking out of this egg, but then they were like, get back in there. No, 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 you're not done. You're not ready. Like you should just, your job is to be an egg. But inside you knew like your job is to be a dragon. A lot of you, like your job was really to be this dragon, this implement of change and destruction and wonderful creation and innovation. Like you're meant to be a dragon. And you had to like go back in your cave, you had to go back in your egg, and that like killed you inside, um to have to do that. And so your energy has felt really stuck and really stifled. Your energy is an energy I've known of for like 2 months now, and the whole time, it may be longer than 2 months, it actually might be like 3 months. I think I've known your guys' energy. I'm seeing 444 on my timer, which does mean you are divinely protected and exactly where you need to be right now. So take that. Um, but yeah, the whole time I've known your guys' energy, I think you've only come up maybe twice for a channeling. And every time, literally, your energy shows up like a kid at my door who like knocks on my door and then just stands there and then like pretends that they were not the one knocking. And I show up and I'm like, hey guys, like, what can I channel for you? What can I do for you? What do you need help with? And like, you don't say anything. Like, your collective energy doesn't say anything to me. It just stands there. And it's like, it's all you can do to come to the place of a person you know can help you, but you can't really do anything more than that because you will not put yourself in the position of being taken advantage of by saying that you need help, by admitting anything is wrong, because that has never gotten you anywhere in the past. That has only ever harmed you in the past. So you learned. Um, but you showed up here because you wanted something from me. You wanted something I could provide you, and your soul knows I can provide it for you. So that's why you're here. Um, but it's really difficult for you to be here. And so I have tried like multiple times, um, the last few months or whatever. Like, I would say the last like couple of months, really. I would like poke in the energy and be like, is there anything for Orange Collective? And I would get actually dead silence, like nothing at all. I would not even get kids showing up at my door. I would just get nothing. And so I assumed that meant you were at a point in your journey where you didn't need any messages or you just didn't want any. Because we can always get messages, right? But it's like sometimes it's too much information. We actually don't need the feedback. We just need to know we're supported and that someone is there if we need it. But like, we can't handle messages sometimes, right? So, excuse me. Um, sorry. Even my like confirmation burps feel weird. It feels really like tight. Like I can't even get a full burp out, and it just feels stifled, which is really reflective of your guys' energy. But even though I'm saying that, I legitimately feel a huge breakthrough for you guys. Um, because for the really first time this channeling, you've actually opened up and I have like seen a peek at what your energy is going to be. I've seen inside of the egg of what you are. And that is huge progress. So that tells me you've done something recently. That tells me you've become vulnerable in some way recently that you really did not want to be vulnerable in. I'm seeing 1717 on my timer as I say that. So that's a confirmation. Um, you've been working hard at something and you finally reached a point where you're willing to like open up because you've learned that not everyone will hurt you. Like, not everyone is going to take advantage of you. And like, not everyone can help you, but certainly the people that can help you will not always know that you need help unless you ask for it. Um, yeah, tonight was probably one of the more insistent times I've ever felt your energy. I was like really surprised. And I saw the face of like this sturgeon fish. Um, something that is perceived as scary by some people, but also something that's really beautiful and stubborn and strong. Um, you're like, a sturgeon wears a frown, but like the sturgeon's not necessarily unhappy or mad. It's just like that's its face. And like I feel, oh god, this is like really delicate. This is an intensely sensitive channeling. You're a collective who's been judged a lot by your face. Like, you're a collective that like people, trigger warning, people may have looked at your face and asked you what was wrong, asked you if you're sad, asked you if you're mad, asked you if you're okay. Like, you may have felt literally just like existing with your face showing was dangerous and scary. You may have actually been relieved during COVID. This is incredibly specific. You may have been relieved during COVID when people wear masks because you were like, great, I can cover up my face. Thank God. No one will ask me to smile. No one will ask me to smile again. No one will ask me if I'm sad again. No one will ask me if I'm okay. Like, you just really, you like don't trust when people ask you that. Um, you just don't. And you just want to be unnoticed. You just want people to like leave you the F alone. And if you really need help, like, you're just like, you've become so self-sufficient, collective. Like, you're like a baby changing their own diapers. Not that you are a baby, but I'm saying like there are situations where you absolutely should not be the one doing whatever you're doing for yourself. Like 1919, I see a lot of repeating numbers for you as confirmations. You should absolutely not be doing the thing for yourself that you're doing, but you think like, oh, I can do it. Like, logically, I understand that my diaper needs to be changed, so I can like figure out how to do it. And it's like, I just see your spirit team like shaking their head, like, God, collective, please let us help you. You should not be changing your own diaper. And then you're kind of like embarrassed that you even like have a diaper. You're just like, oh, this is so unsightly. I shouldn't be this way because this is so messy of me. Like, I should be able to use like the bathroom like an adult. Like, it's almost like you have these baby stages that are delicate and in development, and you're really ashamed of them because they're so vulnerable and sensitive. And that's like their superpower. That's how they should be, because that's the state they can be molded in and trained in and educated in. But you see them as this weakness because they have been like taken advantage of like a weakness by people. And your spirit team is like, you can trust us. Like, we will help you. We want to help you in this stage. Like, it's not embarrassing. That's just a part of living. Like, specifically, it's like using the bathroom is part of living, right? Like, even the messiest parts of yourself that you don't think are pretty, that you think are ugly, that you like hate your body for, low key, high key. Some of you really don't like some of your bodily functions or necessities. Like, you almost feel like your earthly vessel is this tether into a reality that you just hate. That's literally what comes through. You almost wish that you could exist in a body that like didn't have to eat, didn't have to sleep, didn't have to drink, didn't have to use the bathroom, didn't have like schmexual needs, didn't have romantic needs, didn't have friendship needs. Like, you like want to be this robot. I get that you really want to be this like crystallized energy of like perfection that doesn't need anything because it's so scary to you to be vulnerable. And the fact that you are this like walking and talking sim that needs things and has these meters that I feel like your meters are constantly running out. And that's how you feel. Like, you're constantly, you got to eat again. You have to drink again. You have to use the bathroom again. You have to get dressed again. You have to go here again. Like, excuse me, like, you're so run down by living. You're so exhausted by life. Like, you just want a break from it. You just want like a day where you don't have to take care of any bodily needs, right? You just want to truly relax. You need like a true vacation. Um, but you're so uptight. You're so stressed because there's like no one around to take care of you to have that vacation. And even though in the past you've had times where people kind of took care of you for vacation, I get it was super transactional. This pisses me off to channel into, but like, people expected things from you. Even if they did things for you, they're like, okay, so what about mine now? Like, people didn't just freely give to you. They gave with the expectation of extorting you. They gave with the expectation that you would exactly give them something back of equal value, or maybe lesser value, or maybe greater value, but like, they wanted something comparable from you. And it was like you grew resentful because you saw it as like this control. When people gave to you, and I'm seeing 2222 on my timer, which means in love specifically, because 2222 or 222 for me is always about love, especially romantic love or spirit team love, or like just very close, intimate love. In those situations, people gave to you with the expectation of getting in return. This can look like transactional relationships in love affairs. So partners that they would like do the dishes, but then expect like schmecks from you. Or they would do something nice, like you do something nice for them, and then they would give you something really low value in return or something like, and you're like, I would rather you not give me anything at all, because it's kind of like you would plan this nice birthday surprise for them, and then at some point they would just like buy you breakfast or something, like something really no thought was put into, and you're like, I almost would rather you not do anything like that, because I put so much thought into your gift and into your, like, into understanding you and what would make you feel good. And when you tried to do something in exchange to like make it fair for my birthday, like you took me out to breakfast. Like that's insulting, actually. So I'm feeling like you felt deeply misunderstood by some of these energies, where it would have been really easy if they were even going to be transactional about it. They could have done it in a way that acknowledged your agency as a person, that acknowledged your individuality, and they just didn't do that. um and it super frustrated you. And then you may have had family transactions where it was like love was, you were expected to be transactional about it, right? Like your mother may have expected you to behave a certain way because she's like, well, I love you, so I do this for you. And she may have done things for you out of resentment. And then when you exercised your free will and chose not to do certain things, she resented you for it. And again, trigger warning. Sorry, I should have prefaced this, but I think some people, who have mother wounds, it's like really triggering even to talk about moms, and I get it because like I've been there. um but it's just collective, you became someone who didn't need anything from anyone, because you found that if you ever needed anything from anyone, it put them in a position of power over you, and it disempowered you. And like, that that became the running theme of your life. Um, it's this is incredibly important for you to understand. Like, your power was basically taken from you because humans are made to rely on others. And if you can rob someone of the ability to trust other people, you rob them of the ability to trust themselves. Because actually, if you can't trust others at all, if you think I can only trust myself, guess what? Unless you perfectly love every aspect of yourself, you actually don't trust yourself. That's hard news to share, but it's true. Because guess what? If you hate certain aspects of yourself, tell me a person that you hate and you trust them. I'll wait. um, I genuinely can't think of anyone because if I hate you, I don't fucking trust you. That's just how I feel about it. Okay. If I love someone, I mean, I don't always even trust them. I'll be perfectly honest. That's because just because I love someone, I may love them, but I may also realize they don't love themselves and they will sabotage or they will behave in a way that's very unhealed. And I'm like, I can love you from a distance, but like I know if we hang out, you are just gonna drag me down to your level. So unfortunately, cannot do that. So yeah, like it's weird. It's like you sought to be strong by like being strong and not needing people. But true strength is not that you never need people. True strength is trusting yourself enough to know when you need help. Is trusting yourself enough to know when you can handle something and when you need help. It's not a cheat code in life to just hack your way through on your own terms. It's actually not cheating to ask for help. Like, you need to know this. It's not cheating to ask for help because everyone has the opportunity to ask for help. And you need to understand you're not less of a person for asking for more help. You're not less of a person for asking for more help. You're actually just smarter. Work smarter, not harder. If a kid is taking a test with an unsharpened pencil and it's causing them to not be able to take the test proficiently, you're not allowed to say, well, I couldn't take the test because my pencil wasn't sharpened. Okay, at the end of your life, at the end of your test, your responsibility is to say, hey teacher, my pencil's unsharpened, can I sharpen it? Or you just get up and sharpen it yourself, like at the classroom sharpener, or you just take one from your bag, right? I know it's kind of silly because probably people don't even use regular pencils anymore, but you get what I'm saying, right? So when in your situation, when you recognize your edges have become dull, when you recognize, and my orange cat is literally hopping up next to me right now. When you recognize your color is faded and you can't like write anymore, with your pencil, it's not wrong of you to say to like your spirit guides, your spirit team, or your friends, be like, hey, I am really not feeling it. I don't know who I am anymore. I need some help. Like, please remind me. Please help get me back in touch with my power. That's not weakness. That's strength. And you are literally, through this channeling, I feel your gift of discernment is being activated big time. You're being activated to understand who who you can trust with yourself. Literally my cat is like pacing and like rubbing back and forth against me. So I feel like he's sending you encouragement. Um, but you're being given the gift of discernment or having it heightened within you so you can tell who you can trust. And you will now know who has your best interest at heart, okay? Who you can trust in this moment. You will be given signs when someone is not trustworthy, and you will be able to interpret those signs now. This is a gift that's being given because it's so important at this point in your journey. Like, again, it's not a cheat code, it's not cheating, it's not hacking. Stop telling yourself that receiving assistance is weak, because I think that some of you think that, and it's not. And I'm going to encourage and tell you it's not. Um, but it's so important for you to level up at this next point. And like, the problem is, like, you've accumulated this debt of trauma and guilt and shame and pain narratives. And there's like no way for you to alchemize it because you have been programmed literally not to accept help. So we're just like giving you help right now. Like this channeling, I'm literally seeing 911 on the timer as I was saying that. You're literally, it feels to me like you're literally being given an SOS divine intervention call on this channel, to activate this gift within you. And it's not because you have failed. It's not because you haven't done well. It's literally just because this is the point in your journey where it's time for that. That's all you need to tell yourself. It's time for me to be activated. It's time for me to receive. It's time for me to be given the support I need. You, I want you to understand, you've learned so much and you have done so well. You have literally learned everything you needed to learn. And it's crazy bananas. It's bananas crazy. I'm saying this because there's one other collective I have channeled this for specifically. Maybe you're a part of it, but the, um, oh my God, my throat chakra. Hold on. I need to drink some water. Okay, I'm back. Bear with me. I had to drink water and also kind of like rest for a second. Because when I started talking about the Gold Collective, it's really funny. And my throat started closing up, right? One thing I channeled for them recently was that like someone didn't want their truth to be heard or didn't want them to be seen and like just didn't want their truth expressed. And like my throat chakra was closing up like crazy at like right at the start of their channeling recently. And I think it's because their specific message where I was having a hard time channeling it through was like they're living life on game plus mode. Like they have also completed their spiritual lessons. They've completed their spiritual journey and they're super young doing it too. Um, I don't have an average age for this collective. That collective is like in their 30s, maybe 20s. Like they're really young. Um, and they've already completed their lessons. And like what's crazy, Orange Collective, is I am getting you have actually literally learned your lessons too. And like I'm seeing 111 as I say that, which is like the beginning of a new chapter. This is fucking crazy. Your guys' syncs are popping off the charts. What's so weird to me is that I am channeling this for you. And it's like logically, I know that I'm channeling how much suffering you guys are having, but I think what's happening is that I'm just connecting with you at the point of transmutation. I'm connecting with you at the point of alchemization. I'm literally connecting with you at the death. Like I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but like the death of your old life. And that's why like this period is so painful. Literally everything you have built has been crumbling around you and has like fallen and shattered into pieces. And so you're starting your game plus mode right now. Things I'm really happy to tell you and very emotional to tell you this. Like things are going to get better for you. And I don't mean that in a cheap or an easy way. Like I don't mean that in a way that has no value. I mean that so deeply and so profoundly. Like it is my honor to channel that for you because you're a collective that has not had it easy. Gold Collective also, there's some interesting parallels here. You guys, you should definitely listen to the Gold Collective. Like the more I'm tapping into this and thinking about it, um, the Gold Collective is a collective that has like basically they've been diluted a lot. Like they started out as like 24 karat gold in their life and then like people just told them they were weak and needed to become stronger. And so they just have all this other energy on them so that they could become quote unquote stronger, because that's actually what happens with gold jewelry is it becomes like 14 karat gold for instance by being diluted. And it's crazy because 24 karat gold is more valuable, right? But people will say like, oh great, it's more durable, it doesn't scratch as easily, and that's literally just so people can beat up on it easier. It's horrible, but that's it. So that's that collective, and they had it's a really beautiful journey that they've been on. I wonder if like you're gonna start the Gold Collective journey, or like maybe you already relate to it, but yeah, like they managed to alchemize that through a series of really intense trials, and like they burned away like this phoenix energy, all the stuff that was impure, all the stuff that was not them. It's not like no part of them was ever impure. No part their strength is their softness, right? And I'm literally seeing 3 3, actually 33 33 as I was just talking. So for you guys, you needing people is your strength. And I feel so vulnerable channeling into that for you because it feels like embarrassing. It feels mortifying. It feels like you would rather do anything than need other people. I feel like you're saying I hate that. Like that is the lamest superpower. That is the lamest superpower you could give me. Really? That's my superpower? Needing people? Ugh. And it just like makes me laugh because it is really silly. At least when you say your softness is your strength, it kind of sounds catchy. When I say your strength is needing people, it's I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it kind of is funny. Um I think what's so funny is the pureness of it. It's like because you guys have a sweet soul, and not a lot of people will tell you or have told you you have like a sweet soul in this way, I think. Because again, that sturgeon face came through earlier of that fish that looks really mean and imposing and menacing and frowning, but like he's not mad. He's literally just living his life. I feel like you're people who have major RBF, like resting bitch face. I feel like a bunch of you guys have that actually. Which would also play into that channel from earlier of how people ask, "Are you okay? Are you mad? Are you sad? Are you okay? Are you sick?" Like, anyway. Um, so I want to get back into your main channeling though, because this is such a huge channeling. I don't know how much longer we're going to channel for, but your messages are still not done yet. So I hope you have something to drink or eat because we are still going. God, what a journey this channel is. Um, so yeah, you're literally on the cusp of starting your new life, your game plus mode, your new life plus mode. And everything is going to change. I'm seeing 35, 35. Everything is going to change in a really big way for you. Um, don't be scared. It's easy to say that, but don't be scared. The reason it all feels like it's falling apart is because it was never meant to stay that way. Think of how unhappy you were with your previous life. And I saw 35, 53, and then I just saw 555, which is change. Um, think of how your old life was a never ending cycle of betrayal and abuse and narcissistic trauma and anxiety and fear and helplessness and hopelessness. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but think of how negative that was. Think how horrible it was. Now, imagine yourself saying, "Oh my God, it's terrible. My life is falling apart." Doesn't that actually sound silly? Your life sucked. I'm sorry, but your life sucked. It effing sucked. And it's falling apart now because it sucked, okay? It's not a punishment that it's falling apart. It's falling apart because you're meant to have something that's like way crazy amounts better. It's so much effing better. You don't even understand it. Um and the reason you don't understand it and the reason you will cherish this is because you've suffered so much. Um I'm not saying everyone deserves to suffer. I'm just saying at this point, why not make something if you're suffering? Your life happens to have been filled with a lot of it. So why not alchemize it and like let it launch you into a brand new reality? Um, you are literally destroying old paradigms. You are creating life from within. Um, excuse me. You are breaking down your own walls that held you captive. Excuse me. I'm feeling a lot of clearing in your body as I'm channeling this. So like you're getting a lot of energetic healing and activation just by listening to this channeling. Um, I'm seeing the image. It's funny. I made a sturgeon face just now where I like had a big frown, but I wasn't mad. I was just like visualizing very intensely. I was seeing the visual of the egg and the dragon is like cracking out of it again, but now the dragon is alone. And it's so funny because the alone feeling is exciting because now that the dragon is alone, it can finally crack out of its shell without criticism and without critique. Like, people think you need to be around a baby constantly for it to be okay, but you actually don't. At least for a dragon baby, you really don't. The dragon just needs to know that it's safe and protected. It doesn't need I hear it doesn't need ops around it from the moment of birth. And I think you've had a lot of ops around you from birth. And people, okay, I'm getting a very specific channeling. People tell you that love is supposed to make you stronger, but it only ever made me weaker. People tell you that love is supposed to make you braver, but it only ever made me into a coward. That's what your energy is telling me right now. Like, people tell me that you're supposed to need people, that it's okay to love others and to lean on them. But all I ever learned from that was how to not trust them ever again. Like, that's your energy, okay? That's what your life has taught you. It has taught you the absolute like worst sides of people. And what's so harmful is a lot of the time, this pisses me off. A lot of the time these people masqueraded as helping you. These people had the balls to say they were helping you while they fed you poison. They're like, "I'm a doctor, you can trust me." Meanwhile, feeding you rat poison. Get the F out of here. I hate these people you were around. I'm a hater. I say it. I'm the biggest hater. I will hate on people that harm my collective with absolutely no remorse because what the fuck are you doing to them? Like, I ugh, pissed me off. Anyway, so yeah, so your energy has just seen all these really dark sides of humanity. The darkest, most vilest side of humanity too hides in the light. People don't like to talk about that, but the whole love and light thing, people know more now how toxic that is, but like it's still, I need you to know this, it's widely prevalent in the churches and in the church. Like people in the spiritual community, it's become more popular to understand that love and light isn't all good. And now it's cool to think like it's bad, or and it's cool to embrace your shadow, right? But that's a really niche community. And I need you to know that even if you understand like that love and light is bad because you need to also have shadow, love and light only is just judgmental and harsh and extreme. Most people in the world don't understand this. I actually need you to know something right now. You understand things so much more deeply than you realize, and stuff that is basic understanding to you, you are able to alchemize and explain it so simply to people. They are stunned and amazed at your ability to speak. Like your I hear you to say things like your transgressions speak for themselves. Like you have this calm way of debating people and mirroring people that like shuts them up and puts them in their place effortlessly. Like people could be screaming at you and using all sorts of confusing twisted logic, and you just cut through it like a knife. Just like silently, like so completely. Like you can just say one word, one phrase, and it shuts them up because like they can't rebut what you said. Okay. um Spirit really wants you to know that. I just saw 111 again. Spirit really wants you to know like you're divinely guided and you have a deep understanding of truths that like most people at surface level can't understand it. Things that are common to you, you will explain to people and they will have life-changing epiphanies from it. You don't even understand the stuff that comes so common and easily to you. Like collective, most people don't ever encounter that in their whole life. um it's this specific energy of like I had an Uber ride the other day, and in the Uber ride, my driver was talking about politics, and she was talking about third spaces. And I don't hear a lot of people talk about third spaces, so I was very intrigued because I'm quite passionate about third spaces. And if you don't know what third spaces are, um, third spaces are they're points of they're places of existence in society where people can be social without spending money, that are neither at home nor work. So a third space is a place that is not home and it is not work. um Coffee shops aren't even really third spaces because like you should be buying coffee. Like restaurants aren't really third spaces. um like stores are not really third spaces, movie theaters are not third spaces. What is a third space is a community center. Okay. A library could even be a third space. um a program where you could go to learn something, a park is a third space. Third spaces are sacred. um Third spaces can have incredible geometry and like ley lines through them too. Like third spaces often appear in places that are very significant. People can have spiritual awakenings in third spaces because it's a place that's not about them selling their time and life essence for money, which are jobs. And it's a place that's not home where they are in seclusion and resting, right? It's a space where they can interact with other people. And so when this woman was talking about third spaces and how mad she is that like in the city I live in, like they're trying to eliminate another third space. And she was really mad about it. I was so excited. I was like, yes, this woman gets it. Like that's because that's what destroys community, right? When you, I'm not going to go on a big old rant, but I'll just say when you eliminate third spaces, when you make it so that the only way people can safely socialize with other people is to spend money, and then you make it so that the economy is really tight and like people don't have money to spend, you make it so that people's existence is only like work and sleep. And then it robs them of building community and friendships. It robs them of building change. It makes them divest from their community because there's no value in it, right? Like it's just the place they work. And a lot of people don't even live in the same town they work in. So why do they care what happens there, right? Um, so anyway, so this woman's talking about that. And so we start having this conversation, and it actually like branches quite harmoniously into politics, into current legislation, into money, how she's talking about how money is like she believes money is the root of all evil, right? And she's like, oh man, I know money's the root of all evil, but like I just wish I had some money because if I had money, I'd be making these third spaces. I would be putting up places so that kids could hang out. They wouldn't have to worry about the homeless people getting after them. They could just be together as kids. And I told this woman, like, I said, that's awesome. I said, and just so you know, I don't believe money is the root of all evil. And do you know why? It's because when good people, such as yourself, have goals and dreams like that they want to accomplish, money helps them do it. And therefore, money is not evil. Because if you had that money, look at what you just said you would do with it. You're not evil, right? So money is not evil. Money just amplifies the power you have within you. Money amplifies your intentions that were already there. It just magnifies who you already were going to become. So people who are having a lot of money and are bad people, they were always bad people. Even if they, like, not to blanket categorize people, but if someone was going to become evil, money just amplifies that tendency within them, right? Money doesn't make it happen necessarily. Like, for most people, that's not what it does. Um, but anyway, we were just having this very frank discussion. I said, and the reason that a lot of people are led to believe that money is the root of all evil, I said it's a means of control. Because look at the people who are in positions of power. Are any of them poor? No. What about the people they like rule over? Yeah, most of them are much poorer than them. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that the people who are telling you that money is evil, they love it and they have a lot of it, and that because you don't have it, you can't control what's happening around you. Only they can. I was like, that's how you know it's not even about the rich becoming richer and the poor becoming poorer. It's literally about people in positions of power exerting their control over the people around them, right? Because if money is just a tool they can use to make it so you have to work a job that you're exhausted at. You can't afford to buy the food you need, so you're nutritionally deficient and malnourished. And you need like medical assistance, right? If they can make it so that you are prey to all those things, you don't have the energy to think for yourself and research for yourself and make effective changes, right? So money is not actually like, it doesn't matter that it's money they're using. They just want control. Money's an easy way to get that, because if they deny you money, they deny you control. So that's why um, money is very villainized. It's because it's a means of control. The people who are saying it's evil, like, like that are they're often very wealthy. The ones that are like, oh yeah, don't worship money, or this, like, but they're often very rich. Like, anyway, so we had a lot of conversation like this because I had a long drive to get my hair dyed, and um, she to me, this is something I thought a lot about. It's very simple to me. And she was really shocked by the end of it and was just like it changed her whole worldview. And I wasn't saying that to like broaden her horizon or whatever, but like she just felt really empowered after listening to it, and was just like, she told me at the end of the ride, she was just like, you're very intelligent. And it feels weird for me to tell you guys this, collective, because like I'm not trying to come on here and just be like, I'm so smart. But she's like, you're very intelligent. And I literally hadn't even like thought of that while we were talking about it. It's like, because to me it's not a matter of intelligence. It's a matter of deprogramming. It's a matter of how much time you've had the luxury of using to deconstruct the stuff that people put on you. Like I saw 4747. So like I'm like, I deeply, passionately, genuinely believe a lot of people can achieve that level of critical thinking if they just have the time. They don't have the fucking time because these systems exist that oppress us and make it so we don't have time, we don't have money, we don't have health, we don't have resources, right? Ugh, it's a whole thing. I'm sorry. I'll try not to get too much on my tangent again. um, but like you're like this, collective. The reason I'm being drawn to tell you this story is because you're like this. You share things like this all the time with people, and they don't, like, you don't realize it. You just think like, oh yeah, I made this observation that I'll admit took me many months and years to come to it, but it seems simple to you now, so you share it very freely, just hoping it'll help people. And then people's lives are like forever changed by that, and you may never talk to them again. But like, you have such a deep understanding, collective, that even if you don't talk all the time, when you do open your mouth and say things, like, people think you're brilliant. And some people will respect that, but other people will want to silence you. And I feel like you've run into a lot of those people that wanted to silence you. Um, excuse me, because your creative potential, collective, to like see into the future and to alchemize these crazy different things, and like, you just deconstruct these systems so well. It's because you're a creative soul. Because people, for some reason, I hear the word libertarian, but like I don't totally remember what that one means. I think it's a political affiliation, but like there are certain people that are super strict and religious and extreme in their beliefs, that like they can't critically think. because they've been indoctrinated. And this doesn't have to just be like conservative thinking. Like this can be liberal, this can be conservative. It's a type of thinking where you have locked in so hard that you can't grow anymore. Um, and if you had creativity, you could break out of that. And like you embody creativity, collective. You embody this very different, interesting, unique type of thinking that not a lot of people have access to. And it's very easy for you because you've always had access to it. This is your special gift, collective. It's one of many, honestly, but this is your special gift that makes you really unique. Is you're able to alchemize. I actually get you guys are great comedians. I don't know if you've been told that before, but I'm just literally your spirit team is telling me like that you're a great comedian and they want you to know it and to be proud of that. Um, and great comedians are made by being able to alchemize things that seemingly are unrelated and combine them in a humorous way, right? Like that's what humor is. It's funny when you combine things in an unexpected way. It's like, oh my god, I never thought of it that way, but like that actually makes sense. It's crazy, but it makes sense. I love that. Like that's humor. And you guys can do that because you are incredibly smart and creative. And you've just repressed these aspects of yourself for so long. Like you've tried to be humble so long because like even your humbleness is a shield. You being humble, it's really just because you don't want to be vulnerable. I'm, I'm laughing as I say that because like I feel that may annoy you a little bit. Like it's like how much of you is a shield, but it's a lot of you. Like there's so much of you that's a shield, and it had to be that way because I feel like you were protecting the very last essence of who you were. It was either that or lose yourself, lose entirely who you were, and you did not want to do that. And so, if you've ever seen the movie V for Vendetta, there's a line where she goes, like, I'm getting big chills. She's like, I will protect this very what is it? This is the last inch of me. And oh God, I'm getting huge chills. It's that scene where this woman was in prison and she was writing on this tiny, tiny, like 1 inch scroll of paper. She wrote really tiny. And like she only had a little bit of material to write with, but she wrote on it. She journaled on it. And she's like, I don't care that I'm in prison now because this is making me super emotional. Damn it, collective. You're like your energy is so powerful and moving. She's like, it is the very last inch of me, and like for a time I had roses. They can take whatever they want from me because for like a period in my life, like I was free. And I feel like that's your energy collective, is you're like you you kind of it's like you've been in captivity. That's really tough to say. Um, like you've kind of been imprisoned and you were defiant in your own way. You're like, I may have become ugly, but I have protected the last inch of me. Like, and you don't care if people didn't understand that because, like, you didn't think that was something people could understand. And so you decided, fuck them. Like, I will protect the last inch of me because I'm not losing all of me to this. And even if I don't, even if I no longer recognize who I am, like I will still protect this last inch of me. And even if no one else knows that this is my last inch of me, I will know. And they can think whatever they want of whatever the shell of me on the outside that remains looks like, but like I have protected the last bit of myself, and like I will hold on to and cherish that last bit of happiness that I know. Like it's such a powerful message, and I feel like it's really hard to explain it, but I feel like this channeling has summed it up perfectly. I'm literally seeing 333 again on my timer. So many messages for you guys. Like you had to become ugly in order to be seen. You had to become ugly in order to like be saved because you being your beautiful magnetic self was looked at as ugly, was treated as ugly, was disrespected as ugly. Like it's just been so tough to be you. That's all I can say. It's been so incredibly tough to be you. And I just want you to know, like, no one has heard you the way that you ought to be heard. No one has loved you the way you ought to be loved. No one has liked you the way that you ought to be liked. People always wanted something from you. And you knew that. And for a long time, you were okay with being used because at least it meant getting a fraction of like what you were owed because you refused to become ugly. You refused to let them destroy that last inch of you. And you finally had an event recently where you had some events in the past that like broke you down. I'm seeing 444. That broke you down and made it so that you had no choice but to become ugly. It's like you resisted this last bit of your transformation because it was like the burning of the phoenix. It was like that was the last bit of you, and you were scared because you were like, shit, like if this goes, all of me goes. What's left of me? Um, I'm actually, if you've heard the song My Sanctuary, or maybe it's just called Sanctuary, by I think it's Utada Hikaru. If not by her, it might be by someone else, but it's in the Kingdom Hearts. Um, but there's a line, I just said a line that's like in that song, and that song has this really like haunting, beautiful melody to it that um I low key would like kind of meditate to years ago when I was really going through some shit. Like I would put that song on and just really get in my feels. Maybe that's something that could be helpful for you guys. Is sometimes just play music and get in your feels because the music can help you channel those emotions out of you and just let them out of your body because they shouldn't live in your body. They need to be expressed. They need to be communicated. And like once you understand that, like the lesson the emotion has to teach you, it will be very healing for you. Excuse me. But you just can't hold on to that emotion in your body, okay? Like it's got to be expressed. Anyway, so this last bit of your transformation, like low key, high key, had you looking very ugly. Um, I'm not necessarily saying your behavior was ugly, but it's just like you were in survival mode and you are now coming into this point of beauty. Like, and people are recognizing a change in you. They're recognizing how much you value yourself. They're recognizing how it's safe for you to have joy again. There's actually people from your past that are really pissed off that you are experiencing joy. Um, as weird as that is to say, because to a lot of people, collective, and I'm splicing two audios together because it was getting so long, I was getting nervous I would lose it, and I really didn't want to lose it. Um, anyway, collective, you were never supposed to feel the heartfelt joy you're going to be feeling. You don't even know. This is a very specific message. I'm sorry if it's a little triggering to hear, but like you don't even know how much you're going to be loved in the future. You are destined for really great love, and it's going to heal you. It's going to feel like it breaks you because the love you've been used to has been facades of love. All of the love you've experienced has actually broken you down. Um, and you need to know that's not normal, collective. Most people get to experience love in a way that heals and builds them up. They spend their life craving it because, like, they know that it'll do that for them. And, like, a lot of people find that love in some way. And you have found, like, tokens of that love. You found pockets of it. You found ways to have it that weren't really having it. Um, you've, like, lived off of breadcrumbs. You lived like a sewer rat and lived off of breadcrumbs. Like, again, things got ugly, but like that's okay. You let them get ugly because you finally hit your breaking point. You hit your F it point of like your Deadpool F it moment. Um, because what else can you do? You really can't do anything else. The things you were pushed to, collective, made you have to surrender. You finally hit a point of either I break or I give in. I break or I surrender. And it really frustrated you because, collective, you need to know how strong you are. And there's a problem with your strength is that you are so self-sufficient. It actually makes you feel like you can do everything, like you can do anything, and you kind of can. I have to move over to my desk because I've been channeling for so long on my bed that like it's like hurting my neck. I need to sit in my chair. Yeah, you can do anything, collective. And so like spirit has to literally weaken you sometimes because you're so strong. If you could just keep doing things yourself, you fucking would. You guys are hilarious. Um, most people will ask for the easy way out. You will never ask for that shit. You're like, I will just do it. This is really specific. I see you guys like carrying a couch by yourself, carrying a table by yourself, carrying chairs by yourself because you would rather do it yourself than be indebted to another person You are so sensitive to being indebted to other people, collective. Like, I can't emphasize enough how tired you are of the bullshit of other people holding shit over your head. Like, you do things all the time for people and don't like keep score. You remember that you did it, sure, but that's not keeping score. Like, that's not saying they owe me something. That's just remembering, like, it's just not being stupid, basically. You're just like, okay, cool. I helped that person move their couch once. And like, in the back of your head, you're going to remember that. And like, yeah, if you need something, you're just going to use that as empowerment to say, no, it's not imposing for me to ask. Because remember, I'm nice. I did things for them. Like, it's not mean of me to ask. That's how you use your scorekeeping, collective. You don't use it as like, they haven't done anything for me, brah. Like, that's how a lot of people keep score, but that's not how you do it. Like, weirdly enough, you're very altruistic. I know that's a strange word to use. You're very altruistic. Like, you truly are capable of doing good things purely for the experience of feeling like a good thing was done. It makes you happy. It brings you genuine joy to know happiness is being brought to the universe. You're shepherding in joy into this world. Um, that's very unusual, collective. Not a lot of people operate that way. Um, Not a lot of people can afford to operate that way either. It's like that mode of operation usually does break people, which, I mean, as we're seeing, this is what happened to you. So makes sense. Makes sense. Um okay, we still have a little bit more here. I don't know how much more, but we still have more. Um you also need to know that like your strength is building other people up as we speak. Because as you're entering this game plus mode, collective, there are people that have been watching you since the very beginning, like Truman Show style. For a lot of you, this is going to be your spirit team. But there are also people in your life who have known you since you were a child. There are people that have known you your entire existence, and you may never speak to them again. That's really specific. Wow. I did not expect to say that. You may never speak to some of these people again. Um, I was like pure channeled. But just know there are people watching your level up, and they are happy for you, actually. There are actually people out there who are happy for you. There's people you no longer speak to, and they are so happy for you. Like, they wish you every good thing. Because not everyone in your life has wanted to harm you, collective. Not everyone has. A lot have, yes, and they stand out in your memory because obviously the people who are trying to F you over would stand out more. There's a lot of people in your life that wish you well, collective. And like, the thing is, we don't remember the good things people say, usually. We don't remember all the good times we've had because the dark times and the evil stuff stand out way more. It's just easier to remember. Um, it's safer to remember the dangerous things, in fact, right? So that's what we remember sometimes. Let me see what else is here for you guys. I just want to do a quick general check-in. Okay, wow. Okay, I think we're finally done with the channeling. I'm going to do one last little check. Oh yeah, Spirit's just like, that's enough for now. I think there's definitely more we could channel into, but this has already gone on for so long. Excuse me, it's maybe the longest channeling I've done yet on my channel. Um, wow, what a journey this was. Like, thank you for letting me channel for you, collective. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing with me your light, because being able to connect with your energy also strengthens me. It also makes me feel seen. It makes me feel happy and supported. Um, it makes me feel like there are good people in the world, you know? Um, it is a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to channel for people like this. And I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. Um, I'm really connected with you guys. Even if you don't feel like you know me that well, I feel really connected with you guys. And it means the world for me to know that you exist and that I can help translate the unseen energies into a way that you can understand, that helps you get on track with what you want to be doing in this lifetime. Like, even if we never speak, just know I'm wishing you every good thing. And I know you're going to get it. Welcome to your game plus. um, if this resonated for you, I would love to hear about it below. Like, even if you just drop an emoji, I would love that. And if you drop a like and subscribe, that's also so super helpful, helps the channel grow. But yeah, overall, I hope this is valuable for you guys, because I know it's valuable for me. Sending you so much love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.